The wind is pushing the water down here at the Augusta Canal, a nice spot for tours, but the Garden City's next water destination could be this parking lot right next to it. A new sales tax on the ballot wants to take half a penny for every dollar or 50 cents on every $100 to make a new James Brown Arena. All new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we check in with the Augusta-Richmond Coliseum Authority to see what would happen if you decide to vote no on this November's ballot. These shovels right here represent the groundbreaking for Germany's largest investment in Georgia state history. Right now, the thing that we're all waiting for is for Stacey Abrams to speak. We've had a lot of speakers tonight, including the mayor of Atlanta, yet we have not heard from Stacey Abrams herself. Did warn me that gunfire is coming back and forth between both sides of the barrier. To bring things around here, as you can see by the canal, it was lowered this morning about 9 a.m. by 4 feet, but it's actually risen a little bit there. The City of Augusta pledged $850,000 to fix up the restrooms here at Diamond Lakes in time for their peak summer season. Water bills have doubled for Augusta, and neighbors are pointing to these water meters as the reason why. There are 22 days till the first day of school, and despite the packed parking lot outside and this filled auditorium, Richmond County schools still have plenty of jobs they're trying to fill. Some people might be concerned to learn that communication officers here are using a flip book to give out life-saving instructions, but that's just where it's spotty on Green Street. When you come down here past 5th Street, it's lights out.
My wife was concerned because coming back home, she felt like she almost hit someone, couldn't see them until the very last second.
Patrick Berkshire and his family have lived on Green Street for the past 7 years, and they haven't seen anything like this. And it's because they can't see much of anything at night.
I do remember being nervous during Halloween. I was out trick-or-treating with my daughter and a group. And yeah, we're all getting our cell phones out and flashlights, trying to avoid, I'm tripping over hazards.
I mean, I was surprised when the mayor and commissioners sort of kind of put it back on me, like you need to be more philanthropic, you need to rally local organizations to help these things happen.
Another Green Street neighbor, Kevin DeLagle, who walks his dog Archie here, tried to bring the issue up to city leaders at this week's commission meeting. He says the speed of cars coming off Calhoun, combined with the dark, leads to traffic poles, even monuments, getting hit.
That this is something that is happening, it seems like every other month, and it's going to continue to happen again.
It seems like there should be some sort of solution aside from, I guess we'll just wait and see when someone gets run over.
Now, Commissioner Jordan Johnson did mention a plan, and he did talk to residents here in the Old Town about that plan. But when we reached out to him for a timeline and more details, he was unavailable.
This is just the beginning, so we don't know how much more bloodshed.
An outbreak of war that's hitting close to home.
One of my friends from Aiken, South Carolina had just gone over there with the intention of volunteering on an Army base, and they didn't even get to the base when all this happened.
Robin Dudley volunteers at the Augusta Jewish Museum and says it's been a stressful few days of checking in on everyone she loves. She even got on the phone during our interview and checked in with her friend who lives in Tel Aviv.
They came and they killed them, and the others they kidnapped. It's horrible what's happening here. We need help, I don't know.
The timing also tragic, following the week-long holiday of Sukkot when people received the news.
Finished the conclusion of that holiday celebrating, dancing in our sanctuary a couple of nights ago, not knowing the whereabouts of some of our family members, friends, relatives.
The effort now is to combine resources and make sure people are aware of how they can help Israel.
We are all grieving, we are all mourning, but we all have to stick together.
In Augusta, Craig Allison, on your side.
Fentanyl is Augusta's #1 killer for 30 to 50-year-olds. That's according to the Georgia Department of Public Health. Richmond County Coroner Mark Bowen says last year 100 people died from opioid overdoses in Augusta, with another 85 deaths still pending confirmation. And Mayor Garnett Johnson's State of the City address yesterday, he talked about how the city plans to spend hundreds of thousands, some of that already in the bank in opioid settlement money. So Craig, how much money are we talking here, and how much do we have?
In 2 settlements over time, more than $7 million is going directly to the city. The mayor says the problem is payments are spread across 18 years, and the hundreds of thousands we do have to be planned out carefully. The city has almost $700,000 from the settlements, with hundreds of thousands coming in the next 18 years. Dr. Better says some of the most vulnerable victims of this epidemic are those in recovery.
If you don't treat the withdrawal, you're going to go right back out to the street and get more drugs to treat your withdrawal.
Dr. Better works at the Augusta's VA and as director at AU's Addiction Medicine Fellowship Program. He says a solution needs to come soon, which is what Mayor Johnson is pushing for in treatment vending machines.
Not only hotel lobbies, but bars, nightclubs, anywhere where someone is perhaps experiencing a need for treatment as a result of any of these opioids.
Dr. Better says the real solution, however, is long-term care.
I think the mayor's idea is a good idea, but it's only a Band-Aid. I mean, it will prevent some deaths, which is great. But the core is treatment and having the detox facilities. We have seen nothing from the state. We have tried to tap into some of that money, the settlement money that's coming.
But with the amount coming by the year, Mayor Johnson says these machines are the best way to create an immediate dent.
I don't know if the dollars will flow that far based on the settlement dollars that we're getting, but if they can, if we can make it work, I'm certain and open to having that conversation.
Johnson says the soonest they can get something on the agenda is to move forward is sometime after March.
Live from Augusta, breaking news.
Breaking news out of South Carolina near exit 18 on I-20. The Edgefield County Sheriff's Office confirms one person has been arrested and another is still on the run. We can feel a little isolated here, and sometimes people are like, Augusta, where's that? Like, I only know Savannah or Atlanta and that sort of thing. But why should Augusta look towards you for a vote? And 7 out of every 10 movie tickets sold in North America this weekend were for Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. Well, we're now going to check in with First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton. Emily, do we have any sort of bad blood with the weather going into this work week?
Oh, look at you.
I'm trying.
I love it.
Tomorrow, Augusta will host one of the largest and fastest Ironman races in the country. And this is an overview of the Savannah River and a bit of downtown where it will all kick off. The Augusta Sports Council says Ironman will generate over $4 million for the city. Saturdays are just different in Athens. And when the Bulldogs are barking, every team in the country should run and hide. News 12 sports director Dan Booth joins us live from between the hedges to break down the Dogs' big win over the Wildcats. Dan? This is the biggest opening for a woman director ever for like an opening weekend. So it's just more of that paving the way. Audrey, what's going on out there and how did Edgefield County deputies end up in Aiken County? Thank you, Dan and Alyssa, for checking in Atlanta over there. Well, back here in Augusta, many Georgia fans gathered to watch the Dogs take on Alabama. Audrey, you're at a bar with fans hoping to catch thrill victory, but got the agony defeat. What was that like? Deadly shooting in Richmond County earlier tonight that left 2 dead and 3 injured. Deputies say it happened around 6:35 p.m. from an incident stemming from a motorcycle gang incident on Sandbar Ferry Road and East Boundary. Our Taylor Martin is live at the scene now and has been there for the past few hours since we first heard about this. Taylor, what is going on there right now and what else do we know so far since this has happened?